All right, this is a long-awaited reunion date with YouTube. I have not gone live on here in so long. I'm just not a go live kind of girl. Like, I don't know. I have been in many moods in my YouTube journey. And right now I'm in the mood to go live randomly. So if you have missed me on YouTube, there's probably a good reason for it. One of them is that I got a strike on my channel. I put 8 hours of solid editing and heart and soul into a video about a taboo show that I went to. I videotaped some vendors. I had the most fun on camera, like, with all these different products. I put up the video. I'm like super proud of it, and it gets taken down with the strike. Not only that, but in the process of getting this video up, I actually uploaded a version, and doing my final quality assurance check, I was like scrolling and I saw someone's eye that was supposed to be blurred. And of course I would have to delete it, re-blur it and upload it. But I still got in shit for the version I deleted. So I got in shit twice for the same video. Hello, folks. You guys know I love you. Sharon, I think I call you Sharon, but Sharon, I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly. If you could put it in the chat how you prefer to be pronounced, that would be great, especially if you could say it rhymes with and give me a name. And hello, Ray. I was thinking about you today. I was like, if I ever do a movie about the story of TorontoUnicorn, I'm going to have to mention Big Red because he was there from the fucking beginning. Even if you were here alone, you were here and you were supporting my content, and I appreciate it. I still do. So yeah. Hello, Michelle. Oh, that is nice. Thank you for saying that. Well, I was in YouTube jail, man. I got a strike. I got in trouble. And I'm sad about it because that was a great video. And there is pieces of the video on Instagram, so you can go and watch the clips there. But I'm still sad. There's like great content that'll, never see the light of day because apparently I corrupted the world with my videos or whatever. So anyways, the other reason you might have been missing me is because I am on a podcast now. I don't like getting my hand slapped for being myself. That's why I don't hang out with my mainstream vanilla friends. And it's also why I'm not hanging out on YouTube. So YouTube has community guidelines, and they're meant to keep everybody safe, and I respect that. But I am a free-flowing, charmingly vulgar girl who loves to overshare to shock even like Howard Stern. So I am much more comfortable on a podcast when no one can get me in trouble. Right? There's no censorship. I'm a creator of content, and I put it in and I distribute it. It's not the same. So I have a few podcasts. That's the thing. If you've been missing me, you've been missing me, because I have a sex stories podcast where I tell the most, I wish I could even be vulgar here. I can't. Insert censored clip for YouTube. I wish I could tell you the titles of these podcast episodes, but I would get in trouble. Okay. My number one episode is about a location of a certain cream pie. That's all I'm saying, because I'm afraid, and you don't want to continue to see TorontoUnicorn through the lens of afraid of getting in trouble. You want to see me unleashed, unabashed, and that is on a podcast. If you search the name TorontoUnicorn, no space, in the podcast, in Spotify and Apple Podcasts, you will see at least 3 of my podcasts. Sex stories, let's just be honest, this is what you're going to want to see and hear. Sorry. It is it's an accounting of my experiences in a way that you would never normally be able to hear for free before, because it was always like on a fan page or behind a paywall. But because now it's free, it's on a podcast, it's free. So I do have a video podcast, the Sex Stories version. That's a small subscription site that I have for people who want to look into my eyes, kind of like you're doing now, as I tell these stories, because they're kind of into its stories. And so there is a market for it, and I like to share that with an intimate audience. So all these links are going to be on my website. So anyways, I have the Sex Stories podcast, and I also have Sex and Swinging with TorontoUnicorn. That is a swinger 101. Let me tell you about the lifestyle. Let me give you the ups, the downs, and the cringeworthy. I teach about etiquette and give advice and tell stories stories. I do interviews with many people that I've come across on my journey so that you get a sense of, the kind of people who are also in the club with me, right? So there's so many episodes. Everybody you've seen on my YouTube channel in depth has been interviewed on my podcast. You can see Amelia, or here, sorry, I keep saying C, but here you hear Amelia, R, Curly Vixen, Peekaboo. Like, I'm afraid I'm going to out someone with their real name because I can't edit this. So I'm going to stop talking. But yeah, so also, I will get to the comments in a moment. But basically, I also have another podcast called My Real Sex Club and Swinger Lifestyle. And that is basically some of my best YouTube videos cut into audio for anybody who hasn't already been watching this channel. So there's 750 videos on this channel roughly, but I only took about 100 of them and sliced them onto a podcast so that people could get a taste, right? Just the tip. Anyways, see, I don't belong at YouTube. I belong in a podcast. Anyways, those are the three. I also have a very, my heart is filled for the other podcast I do, which is also on my other YouTube channel, and it's called Live Unapologetically Yourself. And it is a podcast meant to give you some of the social skills and some of the techniques that I have learned along the way to stop giving a shit about how people look at you, how people think of you, and you will cut those chains and feel the relief, and you will always be able to live that way going forward. And as long as you understand these concepts, right? So I teach about people pleasing. I talk about how to say no and mean it. I see so many people give such elaborate excuses for why they don't want to do something, instead of just saying, no, I don't want to do it. And I'm like, why? You don't need to. Just say no. Just chill, So there's all sorts of content out there. I am a broad, content creator. So I hope you check it out. But that's where I have been, because podcasts don't get me in shit. I enjoy being vulgar, and my friends do too. So hope that you check it out. Again, I'm on Spotify. I'm on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Audible. You can search me even on Google. I mean, I'll just show up on there. You'll see. Anyways, I will get to the comments in a second. I'm on my way to Oasis tonight. I don't normally announce my schedule in advance, but for some reason, I'm feeling a vibe of inclusion, and I wanted to see if there was anybody sitting out there who was like, oh, it's Wednesday. I don't know what to do. Should I go? Should I try it? Well, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be in a good fucking mood. So if you want to come and be social, just social, no hanky-panky, just social, come and say hello to me tonight. I'll be in the mood for it. Hello, everybody. Hello, DJ Slim. It's very nice to see you here. So I'll get to the comments, I promise. You guys know I don't leave you hanging like that. But I also wanted to announce my next event at the X Club. So I, once in a while, not all the time, but once in a while, I announce in advance when I'm going to be partying at the X Club, which is a great, classy, sexy, dance club in the front, party swinger club in the back kind of thing. And DJ Slim is actually going to be the DJ that night, which is a good thing, because as a lady who knows how to do dance with liquid courage, you know that you still need rhythm to be able to do it. And sometimes when you're dancing and you don't have a very experienced DJ, you could have a very weird transition between the next song, and suddenly we are like vibing, and then suddenly we're like, how much longer do I do the robot? So no, we need good DJs. And so one of the best compliments was Peekaboo, where she was like, oh yeah, no, I'm DJ Slim's there. I'm coming. She's like, he knows how to keep me dancing. And I was like, yeah, that's a huge compliment. You know how to keep me comfortable dancing. So that's going to be October the 27th, 2023, this Friday. And I would say come between 10 and 11. That's when I'm going to be open to socializing with people who show up, and especially if you watch my content. So if you have seen me on YouTube, if you have felt a value in seeing anything that I've provided, make sure you say so, and I will be happy to talk to you. And most of the time I'm outside smoking. If I'm not inside dancing, I'm smoking my weed. So that's the best time to talk to me, is outside, because there's no like loud music, and I'm happy to take a photo with you outside, but definitely not inside in any of the areas, because that's not allowed. So you can get tickets to the X Club. There's a few left for this Friday, and come and party with me and my crew. Now, I'm not going to tell you everybody who's going to be there, but I'm going to have some ladies with me that you'll be familiar with from my channel. Okay, housework is done. I'm about to read the comments. Okay, here we go. Okay, so thank you for saying I've been missed, Michelle. That's so nice. Oh, Nervins. Okay, if I pronounce your name wrong, take it with a sign of affection because at least I fucking tried. I'm terrible at name pronunciation, and rather than just skip your comment, I'm gonna embarrass myself for your sake. Okay. First time on my stream. Well, that's good. It's probably the first time I've been streaming in months. So I only do it when I'm pretty much, in the mood. So yeah, Ray, you should feel special. Hello, Patrick. You've been here with me for a long time as well. Yeah, so I've answered the question about the podcast. If you search the word Toronto Unicorn in any podcast listening app, you will see the 3 big ones that I have. I have some other ones that I'm working on as side projects and educational tools. And you can also just go to TorontoUnicorn.com. I'll always give you the step in the right direction. All right. So, okay, let me see here. Can I talk about dogging? I actually don't know what that word means. I know I've heard what it is before. Can you explain, Michelle? And I'll elaborate once you explain. Have been to a Nervin since I have been to a swingers club in the States. Yeah, that's great. I mean, all swingers clubs are different, so it's kind of like sex. It's like having, yeah, it's the same kind of concept, but every experience is a little different. So yeah, it's good. I hope you had a good experience. Like, let me know. Yeah, it's so cool. It's so nice to have DJs living here chatting with people too, and like getting like a shout out from Sharon and stuff. So cool. Hello, Tony. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for joining. I was in a good mood. I'm on my way to the club, and I'm going to be socializing in the pool tonight and looking to, if you have any viewers want to come and say hello, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be happy. Yeah, just make sure you always ask for permission before you touch anybody, including me. And sometimes people say no when you ask for permission. And it happened to me recently. I was in the pool and a lovely viewer came up to me. I don't like to call people fans because I don't want to label them like that. But so I say viewer, right? So there's a viewer who came up and he was very pleasant, very sweet. And he asked if he could like touch my leg. And I was like, no. But like, that's okay. You have to be like, oh, okay. You can't like get mad. You can't get bum hurt, right? You got to be like, all right. So I leaned in and said, but thank you for asking, right? Like, that's awesome. So I'm glad I didn't have to like get mad at him for touching my leg. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, Nervin says, love my personality. Well, this is also thanks to weed. I'm telling you, I just went to Jamaica. I get funnier when I smoke a joint. Yeah, no, I'm really excited. And R is I don't want to give away my whole schedule, but she went and did some dinner in the dark thing tonight, which is really interesting, where you go and like you literally have dinner in darkness at a restaurant. It's interesting. Yeah. Oh, why just socializing? Well, I always go just to socialize. Like, technically, I'm allowed to still sleep with people if I want to. I'm allowed to sleep with the guys, girls, groups, whatever. I am in a relationship and I'm very happy. But the truth is, like, I really am looking to be social. That's my vibe. That's what I do, even when I'm single at the club. So the fact that I'm in a relationship, yeah, I'm still allowed to have sex with someone else. I don't really want it right now. Right now, I'm in the mood to have fun and explore where I'm at. But there's so much more than that at a sex club. There's so much more than that, especially at Oasis. Come and make friends, right? Be social. All right, what are your thoughts on single males that go to swingers clubs or whatever? I think you said meant swingers clubs. Well, I think single males are valid to be, wanting to join this lifestyle. I think that there's a big maybe a misunderstanding or a misconception, but a lot of the single guys come in a little too thirsty, a little too like, what's in it for me? And it can be so turn offish, if that makes sense. Sometimes, that's not what people are looking for. They're looking for more of a social vibe and a connection before there would ever be any consideration of play, right? So some guys come in and they're like, yeah, you want to suck this? You want to suck this? And it's like, no. So like there is a bit of a learning curve for the single men to come in and learn that their best assimilation technique and tactic is to be the respectful guy who just does sex well, I'm just saying. Lots of people like the respectful guy, the guy who always asks for permission, who's respectful to all the people involved, so and that's my thoughts. Patrick says, "Oh, you are in love." Yes, I actually am in love, and it's fun because I didn't have to compromise to be in love. I had a hope that one day I'd find a guy who thought, everything I do about TorontoUnicorn is cool and like he would never want to change me. And the truth is, I thought that was like finding a unicorn, right? But the truth is, I did find a guy who loves what I do, loves my personality, supports it, and doesn't want to cage me, even though we love each other. So it's a beautiful thing to get exactly what you want. I'm not gonna lie, I feel pretty blessed, and I'm grateful every day for what I found. So it's going good, and yeah, I actually do talk about our sex though on my Sex Stories podcast. So I refer to him as Mr. S, and you can hear about him in 90% of the episodes so far. Anyways. Yeah. Oh, you've always been a single guy at the club. Yeah, the single guys can do well. I have many single guy friends that I love to see there. I'm like, oh yeah, hey, what's up? Like, it's just a social fucking vibe at the places I go, right? So single men, if you're respectful and can hold a conversation and don't, look for everybody to suck your D, then yeah, All right. Kissing is a no-no when meet someone for the first time. Well, it's not. It's a no-no if you like lean in because like culturally you're like, oh, I give a kiss on the cheek and a kiss, and I'm like, yeah, I give a punch. I don't care if it's your culture to kiss me all over my face. You still have to ask. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still allowed to say no. But yeah, no. I mean, I've had sex the first time I went to a swinger club, and then I've had many times where I went to the swinger club and I didn't. So, cost to get into Oasis, I think it's $100 tonight for single men. On couples, I don't know. Actually, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do for you? I'm gonna fucking check because I need to buy my ticket anyways. All right, tickets. I'm gonna tell you. Tonight, a couple's ticket is $100 and a single man's ticket is $100, and single women are $15. So I'm going tonight. I don't normally announce when I'm going to the Club Oasis. So you are invited if you're interested in coming and saying hello to me, and we'll have hopefully a social night. So if not, come to the X Club on Friday, October 27th. I'll be there partying, and it'll be nice to meet any of you who thought it would be cool to party with me one night. So I hope you come. All right. I am going to be going to Oasis now. I'm going to be literally logging off, putting on my backpack, and going. So you got no excuse if you were waiting to know, hey, I wonder if one day she's going and I'll go. Yeah, well, now's your fucking day. If you're watching this on the right day, which is October 25th, 2023. I understand it's a live stream that will live forever, but this is not meant for everyone for the same purpose. Some people were meant to hear this tonight. And if you were, come and say so. All right. Thanks, everybody. I hope, Nevins, you stick around and, click your play next or play all button. That's my love language. So is giving a like and a thumbs up. Subscribe. Make sure you give my podcast a review, guys, if you can. It really is hard to break through a new podcast market. And so to have people who give a couple minutes and give it a 5-star and a comment that says like, it's great, can go a really long way, and it really matters, and it's how you can support my journey. So thank you so much. My OnlyFans link. Oh, that's so nice you asked, Jason. Wow. So I'm not allowed to give it out on YouTube, which is also a reason I don't fucking like YouTube. So if you want to go to TorontoUnicorn.com, you will find the link to my fan page there. Podcasting is where I'm at. And if you want to hang out with me and shoot the shit with me and hear me unleash it unabashed, and it's still free, yeah, everybody does laundry, right? Everybody does shit. You can find time to put me in your ears. I love you all. You guys have supported my journey for so long, even though my journey is ever changing. The fact that I'm not a single woman out there swinging it up, but I'm in a new relationship, excited to watch my boyfriend fuck other women. Like, stay tuned. We're about to turn a fucking corner in my swinger journey, and I'm about to show it all, or tell it all actually, on a podcast. So the journey continues. Hopefully you continue with me. Bye, guys.